This is something the government doesn't want you to know about. What are we talking about? Stay tuned. I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. And guys, you guys know I don't have a lot of guests on because I don't really trust people to on my podcast. But I'm truly excited. I'm not just saying I'm excited. I'm actually really excited to have Danielle on because we're going to talk about something that I don't even know if I'd call it controversial. However, it is raising a lot of questions in our world, in our industry, in our healthcare, in the government, because guys, the government doesn't really want us to know that things like this exist. So I'm going to start off first. Danielle, would you please introduce yourself and tell a little bit about yourself and
Sure.
a little bit about Zymogen and start us off with that?
Absolutely. So my name is Danielle Cole. I think I get to have the best job in the world. So I own my own small business, Well Bunny, and I work with the best companies in the world. And primarily, my main company that I work most with is Zymogen. Zymogen is a nutraceutical professional grade supplement company with the best manufacturing that partners with biotechs and universities all over the globe to bring the most technologically advanced solutions for nutrition to come to you. And so when you're saying, hey, the government may not want you to know this, they certainly don't promote the fact that we can make ourselves incredibly healthy with nutrition, with biochemistry, with a little bit of knowledge. And so using that knowledge and getting that knowledge out there on what you can do to make yourself as healthy as possible, harder to kill in case of sickness or, in case you get sick. This is something you can do. You can make yourself healthier. And you're doing this every day, all day long, helping people, helping your rebels. But right now, globally, unfortunately, we're expected to see a 300% growth in metabolic syndrome in the next 6 years. So by 2029, we're expected to see 110 billion people that are going to have metabolic syndrome globally. And that's unbelievable. So right now, it's obviously a huge problem in the US, but we're going to see that expand globally. And you're doing your part, and I'm here to try and promote my part.
Yeah. And that's why we're here right now, because, Code Red provides, Danielle's our account rep. And what I do is I contact Danielle and tell her in layman's terms what I'm kind of looking for to meet the need of my community. And then she shoots me back a product that might do the trick. And that's why we have a wide range of products that we offer with Code Red to offer support in whatever area you are lacking. And that's how we do it. And so I contacted Danielle and I just said, we have like a third of this country is pre-diabetic and it's getting worse all the time. And what can we do? And I've been hearing about berberine, or I think some people call it berberine. Now you're going to see it as metabolic assist because I renamed it and I interchanged those two words. But guys, this is unbelievable stuff. So Danielle, I'm going to have you take the floor and explain to us, why is this stuff so spectacular?
Yeah, so berberine is an herb that's been around for a long time. So it's a plant, and it is nature's way of helping you deal with blood glucose, insulin sensitivity, weight loss. There's so many things that it can clinically do. And so if you look out there, there's many different types of berberine and many different doses. And your metabolic assist is a little bit different than just regular standard berberine. So for a long time, we've had berberine, and you have to dose it really high in order to get some of the results that you want to get. And we can talk about exactly what it does. But what I will tell you is that for a while there, it could give you some GI upset. It could get get you to a place that didn't feel super comfortable if you were getting all these clinical benefits for blood sugar, for weight loss, for turning glucose into muscle instead of fat storage, all those things it can do, but you had to take really high doses. Well, a biotech out of Europe actually was able to turn this fat soluble molecule into a water soluble molecule called dihydroberberine. It's just a little bit different, just makes it a little bit molecularly different. That makes it be able to get out of your stomach faster and into your bloodstream. So instead of having that GI upset, now you're getting it into the bloodstream very, very quickly and able to get all those things that we want it to do and get it going. And I'll explain how it does that. But I feel like it's important to know that your metabolic assist is not just any berberine. You'll see certain berberine on the market is meant to stay in the gut. They might call that, there can be some to kill off microbes. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the most advanced berberine on the market to get out of your stomach and into the bloodstream to help you with making your cells insulin sensitive again. You'll hear the term insulin resistant. Insulin resistant and metabolic syndrome go together, okay? So if you are constantly eating carbs, your pancreas secretes insulin. The cells resist the insulin as you eat more and more and more and more of that. More insulin's produced to deal with that. And then high glucose levels are in the blood. Your sugar is then stored as fat in the body when you have too high of insulin. And then that causes inflammation. And the inflammation gets your body kind of on fire and it keeps you craving those carbs. And so it's kind of this vicious cycle that gets going. And I know that what you're doing with your program and helping people really control their food intake and make healthy lifestyle choices. That's step number one for sure. We absolutely want diet and lifestyle to be not a diet, but actually lifestyle choices. Making yourself healthy again with food is step one. But step two, we can actually give you dihydroberberine and help your cells get back to that metabolic flexibility that we all need and want faster, just through some little biochemistry. And so Cristy mentioned that the government may not want you to know this. It's because it actually is working on the same pathway called the AMPK pathway. You don't have to know that, but that's the same pathway that metformin works on. Metformin is a fantastic drug that's helped a lot of people, but it also has a few side effects and can deplete B vitamins. It does have some other side effects as well. And so, sometimes we're put on this path as Americans where you just kind of wait and see until you're clinically sick enough that you then get put on a pharmaceutical choice. And there's now other options. If you have elevated resting glucose, or you have high blood pressure, you have elevated cholesterol, you have elevated triglycerides, you have insulin resistance, you have excess body fat around your waist. If you have any two of those symptoms, you have metabolic syndrome. And you don't have to be into horrible, horrible ranges, but just elevated levels of any two of those means you have metabolic syndrome. And then you may be kind of put on this conveyor belt of like, hey, we're going to wait and see where you are in 5 to 10 years, and then we'll put you on a drug option, and then maybe we can help you. But the truth is, there's lots of help out there before you get to that point. You can create optimal wellness for yourself. Yes, through lifestyle choices, as well as a little bit of help from nature and chemistry, getting that dihydroberberine to come into your cells, activate that AMPK pathway. By the way, the only other thing that activates that naturally is exercise. So exercise does activate AMPK pathway. Metformin does activate it, and so does berberine. And so taking berberine is not like exercise in a bottle. I want you to go out for your walks. I want you to do all of the things that you need to do. However, this is one way that you can bring back flexibility. It actually has been clinically shown to increase glucose uptake, to decrease fasting glucose in type 2 diabetics, to increase insulin sensitivity, again, reducing that insulin resistance, which we're trying to avoid. We're improving the function of our cells. We're reducing LDL cholesterol, increased fatty acid oxidation, and decreased body weight. And so decreased body weight, I mean, ding, ding, ding. Everybody needs to hear that. That's something that Americans need. We need all of those things. We want our cells to be healthy. Again, we want our insulin response to be normal in our body so that when we're eating foods, we have appropriate allocation to fat storage and muscle. So if you have too much insulin in the body, we're sending it all to fat storage. If you use a little bit of this berberine, it can help your body select to send it to muscle use instead of fat storage. Same with going for a walk. So do both. That's what we
Yeah.
need.
And I mean, Danielle's going to be a lot more careful than I am, but there ain't no money in healthy people, Danielle. There's no money in healthy people. And the glucophage, metformin, that's a really powerful drug that's being given a lot, and people need it. I get that. But if we've got something that can also help, maybe in hand with metformin and or possibly, I'm not going to say the word replace. I don't want to say the wrong thing either, but you can kind of see, I hope that you can deduce what Danielle's saying. Guys, it's outperforming in the studies. It's outperforming metformin. And I don't know if it will with you, but my goodness, it's worth a shot. I mean, hello.
Yes, talk to your healthcare professional, but you can do this. You can take it. There aren't contraindications with it. So you can take this and hopefully reduce or get rid of, with the help of your healthcare practitioner, being on metformin, or certainly prevent, right? We can predict and prevent that cycle that you could be on, that downhill slide that you're sliding into, that, hey, I'm going to probably need pharmaceutical choices, even for cholesterol, even for elevated blood pressure, all of these things. But yes, actually in the Journal of Scientific Reports, there is an article where it's outperforming metformin. You can see the berberine actually help resting blood glucose and help people with type 2 diabetes not have the same response, and it outperforms metformin. So it's pretty incredible what it can do. And it's not medical advice. It's just saying, hey, work with your doctor to make yourself optimally healthy. This is something that's safe. It's been around for a really long time, but the dihydro part of this, the dihydroberberine, the one that Cristy's using in metabolic assist, that is the one that is the most advanced. It's not going to give you that GI upset. It's going to go out, and you can take less of it, and it still is super powerful. So at 200 milligrams, you're actually able to effectively use it as though you were using 1,000 milligrams of berberine. And you can talk to your doctor about what that's going to do for your blood sugar. But if you're already testing, if you're already doing blood sugar tests, you'll be able to see it's very, very effective. And it stays in the bloodstream about 12 hours, where originally regular berberine, the fat soluble one, stays about 4 to 6 hours. So this is longer acting as well.
So just to back up a second for you guys, so that everybody understands, even you pre-diabetics and type 2s, when you eat anything, your blood sugar goes up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be cotton candy, guys. It could be an avocado. When you eat anything,
Sure.
Your blood sugar goes up. But your blood sugar now there's sugar floating around your bloodstream. If your blood sugar stays up too high for too long, you will die. You have to have insulin that the pancreas releases to bring the blood sugar back down. And someone normal like me and Danielle, our pancreas works just fine, comes right back down. But when you have insulin resistance, it's like screaming at somebody with earmuffs on. The body is releasing more and more and more. And the cells, they're not opening up. They're not receiving the sugar. And so it's just going la, 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 like that. And it's going, gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And it's releasing more and more and more, but it's not working. The cell needs to open up, and the blood sugar needs to go in so it can be used as energy. So when it floats around, not only does that make you sick and you could die, but it's going to make you fat. So you need insulin, you just don't need very much for very long. And that's basically what this mimics insulin, right?
Yes, this is how, so it's not mimicking it. Yes,
Did I get that wrong?
No. That you explained it really, really well. You're right. It is exactly that. Insulin resistance is like screaming at someone with earmuffs on, and it's just not, the cells aren't receiving that insulin that's coming out, and then it makes you immediately store all that sugar as fat. And you're right. If you have too high a blood sugar for too long, you can die. And so we are, what dihydroberberine is going to do is help you have a normal response in your cells. It gets your cells to have that biochemistry advantage, so that it can actually listen again. It takes the earmuffs off, essentially. Yeah.
So my rebels are going to ask me this. They're going to, and they already have, because we released this a while ago. And so they're going to ask me, what about normal people with normal functioning pancreas they're releasing normal blood sugars, your fasting glucose, everything. Can we still use it? Us normal people?
You certainly can. And, there's different types of berberine again. And this is a really powerful one. And to take it clinically, or to take it so that it's making a difference every day, it's really advised to take 1 to 2 times a day, ongoing, until you're really into normal ranges for everything. Now, if you're already in a normal range, but you're still that person that goes out to dinner sometimes, or you might have a little more carbs than you should throughout the day. Most Americans, even normal weight, still have some insulin resistance happening. Now, certainly increased exercise can help you out, and making sure you're getting a balance of fat and protein and sugar throughout the day, so that you're not just having these spikes all the time. But I will say that normal people, quote unquote, right, normal body weight, if you're of average body weight, you can still benefit. Now, if you just start to feel, you could feel like, oh, just a little, I feel like my blood sugar is dropping a little bit, and you get that sort of hangry feeling. That may be too potent for you. And there are other forms, but usually that's not the case. I actually just started taking this myself. I felt like, hey, I should be trying this for myself, because although I'm of a healthy body weight, I feel like I have a little bit too much sugar going on in my day sometimes. And so I'm going to work on that. I'm going to certainly cut out some of the sugars. I still am eating a balanced diet. But with that, I want to give myself that advantage to get that metabolic flexibility again. And so it's all about being really an adult human with plenty of food in the world. If you're not doing things that mimic sort of what we used to go through, which would be periods of more food and then periods of less food. So whether that be, there's research on intermittent fasting, there's research on all these different things, but it can be very difficult. It can be hard on your hormones. It can be all sorts of things for people. So, you have to be very careful when you're just going to go into different fasting type diets. This is a way that you can help your cells just not be flooded all of the time with too much insulin coming at them. This is going to help your cells be more receptive to the insulin that is in your system, so you don't keep producing too much.
I've been doing, you and I talked a long time ago about this. We've been working on this for a while, and I've been taking it after kind of a higher carb meal. And I guess it's just kind of allowing my cells to open up, and that the nutrients get in and get that blood sugar out of my stream. Am I doing that right?
Yes. And if you knew you were going to have the high carb meal, you could do it before. But yes. Either way, it is going to get into your bloodstream and help you. But if you were like, hey, I'm going to go out to a big, nice restaurant tonight, I'm going to celebrate, and I'm going to have maybe a couple of drinks. Hey, that would be a really good time to take it ahead of time, and make sure that you're not giving that huge insulin spike. And you can use it that way. Now, certainly this is also used as literally not right before food. You can just take it in the morning. If one time a day is good for a lot of people in a normal range. If you're a type 2 diabetic, you may want to be taking 2 per day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. And that's helping you round the clock with your cellular health.
Okay. So when someone, if someone feels a little bit of dumping or like a little bit of low blood sugar kind of a feeling, then maybe they're taking a little too much.
It could be true. Well, that could be true. And they also just want to look at their diet. Again, this goes back to, hey, am I eating a consistent amount of enough fat in my day? Well, a lot of us don't eat enough fat to help the satiety feel. You get a lot more satiety signaling and feeling full if you eat enough fat in your day. And it can also help that blood sugar not go through the roof. Now, with that said, high fat, high sugar combination, that's not good. If you're going to have high fat, you cannot combine it with high sugar. That makes frosting. If you think of what fat and sugar do, it makes frosting, and it does the same thing in your body. So don't do that. But eating a balanced diet of some protein and some healthy fats, and slow release starchy carbs, just in moderation and in balance, that can certainly help that blood sugar spike even out on its own. But I really do think giving your cells that advantage. It's just that we are flooded with food so often. And like Cristy said, it's not just cotton candy that does this to us. It's everything that we eat. And so If we constantly have plenty of food and we're not sort of mimicking what we were have always done for hundreds and thousands of years, that means that we're actually going to have too much insulin going on in the system. We're going to create that insulin resistance. And it is like having earmuffs on and screaming at it. So we got to take those earmuffs off the cell so it can hear it again and respond accordingly.
Well, I know my rebels, and I know that you guys are going to be like, oh, what is this? This is a magic pill. Guys, there ain't no magic pill. Let me tell you something. You need to understand, and maybe if you hear it from Danielle, maybe you'll actually believe me. Do not think, especially if you're on a home study customized program, you're working with my VIP program, or you're in the 10-pound takedown. If you are actively on my program and you are actively trying to drop some LBs, and I'm not talking about the ones in maintenance. In maintenance, we have a bit more flexibility. But if you're actively on the program, this does not give you a free ticket to go out to freaking Applebee's and share a sampler paddle. Just take one of Cristy's pills, and then woo, everything will be just fine.
No, this is not a cheap pill. That's not what we're about here. This is something to help your biochemistry, to give your cells every advantage, since every single thing in our whole food system is really designed against us. This is just something to give us a little edge to help you get back to where we should be. But no. We make healthy choices. We are making lifestyle choices to make the change you want to see, to drop the pounds on the scale, to make things happen. But if you're wanting to help yourself to prevent metabolic syndrome, or if you have the metabolic syndrome going, but you're not really in the range for pharmaceutical options, or maybe you're already on pharmaceutical options, but you're hoping to reduce that at some point and get yourselves healthy again, this is how you can do it.
I love this. And this is exciting. I didn't know about that. I started hearing some people, Thomas DeLauer, Jason Fung, some of the heavy hitters, Ken Berry, Peter Attia, and some of the people in the industry kind of talking about it. And it's been around, like you said, for years, but I didn't know about it till I beep, boop, boop. Well, beep, boop, boop. I beep, boop, boop. I did this clickety clack, clack. Danielle, what is this? Blah, 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 blah. Because we Googling, just, unfortunately, yeah. We just unfortunately have so many rebels who, well, not unfortunately, they come to Code Red because they're trying to heal their body. And this is something that could totally help you. Any final thoughts, Danielle?
No, I just thank you so much for having me and really promoting optimal wellness. That's what you do, right? And to the rebels who are out there making healthy choices, coming to get their bodies healthy again. I think you're doing all the things that can make them that happen for them. You know, they're making their own choices. They're making the right choices to get their life back on track for a happy, healthy life, and that's the goal. And you know, I work with thousands of doctors across the country. I love what I do, and what we're seeing is that with a little help from nature and science, and helping us be a little more GI friendly, you can actually just help yourself with the lifestyle choices. That's all. It's not a cheap pill. It is just there to help you get the edge to take back your life.
Well, traditionally trained medical doctors are not taught nutrition in medical school. They're taught a pill for every ill. The government, our education system, we've all been brainwashed for the past 70 years to believe the pharmaceutical way. And that is simply not what we believe at Code Red. And Danielle, when we get off here, I'm going to be emailing you about maybe a kid's multivitamin. Cause I know and I was like, oh, maybe Zymogen has a kid's multivitamin. Cause I know a lot of you parents. See, I knew it. A lot of you parents out there, you're like, Cristy, what can I give my kid? Well, I always shy away from those questions, but if we can get a high quality one, like all of our products at Zymogen, then I can get that to you parents so you can help replace some of the deficiencies that your child is getting through. Okay, Cristy, that's a different podcast for a different day. Stop it. I will have Danielle back on. Danielle, thank you so much for explaining the metabolic assist, which is also known as berberine. And guys, do your own research and look this stuff up. And we have lots of information under, on the shop page where you can pick up this. You can also pick it up in bulk. I'm offering it in bulk. If you just want one big bulk, shipment, we're trying to offer it to you. We can offer it in subscription where I can ship it to you on a regular basis, or you can do a one-time order, whatever you want. We're here to help you. And thank you so much, guys. We'll see you on the next episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. Have a good one. Thank you so much for listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you are looking for some hardcore accountability to get and keep this weight off, look no further because I've got VIP Connection. This is the ultimate connection to me, just short of me sleeping on your couch. You're going to get 3 daily messages from me in real time directly to you. You're going to submit your weight every Friday. We're going to go over it in a weekly meeting on Sunday nights, and I'm going to give you feedback. You'll have access to a monthly VIP breakfast with me in Boise, a monthly VIP supplement box, access to any workshop, any PDF promo that I hold for that month. You'll have access to the Ringside membership. And best of all, you'll have a fully customized nutrition program written just for you. We're talking about over $3,000 total value for $397 a month, and you can cancel anytime. Go to CodeRedLifestyle.com/VIP to check that out.